Our brains are incredibly powerful organs that shape our perceptions and realities. But have you ever stopped to think about just how much control they have over our experiences? From the way we see the world to the way we interpret our emotions, our brains are constantly filtering and processing information to create our individual realities. Many of us tend to think that reality is purely objective, that what we see and experience is an accurate reflection of the world around us. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that our brains are wired to interpret information based on our past experiences, biases, and assumptions. This means that two people can look at the same thing and see completely different things. It's not that one person is right and the other is wrong. It's just that our brains are processing information differently. Take, for example, the way we perceive color. Did you know that the colors we see are not actually a property of the physical world, but rather a creation of our brains? Our eyes detect wavelengths of light, but it's our brains that interpret those wavelengths as color. This means that what one person sees as red, another person might see as orange. And it's not just color. Our brains can play tricks on us in all sorts of ways, from optical illusions to auditory hallucinations. The problem is that when we assume that reality is objective, we miss out on the incredible flexibility of our brains. We fail to realize that our perception of reality is not fixed, but can be changed and shaped by our experiences and beliefs. And this limited understanding of our own minds can hold us back from reaching our full potential. In recent years, neuroscience has made some incredible discoveries about the way our brains process information. We've learned that our brains are wired to recognize patterns, and that these patterns can be influenced by our emotions, attention, and past experiences. We've also learned that our brains can be tricked into seeing things that aren't really there, and that our perception of reality can be altered by simple changes in our environment. One of the most fascinating discoveries is the concept of cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are like shortcuts that our brains use to process information quickly and efficiently. But these shortcuts can often lead to errors and distortions in our perception of reality. For example, the confirmation bias is the tendency to only see information that confirms what we already believe, while ignoring information that contradicts it. Similarly, the anchoring bias is the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive, even if it's not accurate. But here's the good news. Our brains are not fixed, and our perception of reality can be changed. We can learn to recognize and overcome our biases and assumptions through mindfulness and cognitive reframing. We can learn to see the world in a new light, and to experience reality in a way that's more authentic and meaningful. One of the most powerful examples of this is the concept of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of our brains to reorganize and adapt throughout our lives. This means that we can literally rewire our brains to see the world in a new way, overcome phobias and anxieties, and develop new skills and abilities. The best part is that this process can be triggered by simple changes in our thoughts and behaviors. So what does this mean for us in our daily lives? It means that we have the power to change our perception of reality, to see the world in a new light, and to experience life in a way that's more authentic and meaningful. It means that we can overcome our fears and anxieties and develop new skills and abilities. And it means that we can live more intentional, purposeful lives that are true to who we are. So, to sum it all up, the brain plays a huge role in shaping our perceptions and realities. But rather than being a limitation, this is actually a huge opportunity for us to take control of our lives and create the reality we want to experience. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on reality perception in the comments below. If you want to learn more about the brain and mindfulness, be sure to check out my other videos on these topics.